Hello Necta, Lola here. I'm back with another video. Come hang out with me. I feel like trying some calligraphy nails today, and I'm reaching for my stash of the BTArtbox Bare collection tips. These come completely like plain, so yeah, I'm determined to use all of these. I feel like also playing around with the acrylic gel from American Creator in the shade Howlite. So I'm thinking of mixing these two together. I think it will look really nice. So I'm going to go off and pick my sizes, and the reason why I chose the BTArtbox tips is because they're basically like press-on nails, so there isn't much of an apex on them. So today I want to add the acrylic gel on top to kind of mimic and give the look of acrylic nails at the end. I didn't try this off camera, so I'm hoping it really works out. While I was at that, I thought I should show you guys how I prep my nails for my personal technique of doing the pop-off nails. I start off by pushing my cuticles using a cuticle pusher. This particular one I got from Beetles, and I'm mainly just focusing on the dead skin that is on the nail plate. And once I've lifted up all of that skin, I then switch to another cuticle pusher because I like the scraping tool of this one. This was probably my OG cuticle pusher, and it's got like a knife shaped scraper which does such a good job at removing dead skin on the nail plate. It is a little bit blunt now though. It works better when it's really sharp, but I'm kind of afraid to sharpen it. I'm okay with the way it is right now, and you'll see how well it just scrapes away all of that dead skin on my nail plate. It just works perfectly. And the great thing is that once I'm done with this step, I'm pretty much done with my prep. I don't really cut my cuticles too often, you guys. Today they didn't look like they need to be cut, and now I'm just dehydrating my nail plate with some acetone. Acetone is just removing all of that debris that might be stuck on the edges, but also just removing any oils on the nail plate, and that's pretty much done. That's my prep. Now for the actual pop-off method itself, I think you guys will remember I have mentioned this before. I use latex tape, and this is basically cuticle guard stuff. I feel like these got really popular back in the day when we were doing the marbling using nail polish. Remember when people would put like water in a little cup and then you would drop some nail polish and it will marble and you dip your finger? I feel like latex tape got really popular around that time. I don't feel like people use it as much now, but if you're doing a lot of airbrushing or stamping, it's perfect for that. It starts off with like a milky-ish shade, and then as it dries it goes completely clear. If some of it gets to your skin, as you guys can see, it's easy to peel it right off, and it works just as well if I have nail enhancements, whether it's press-on nails or gel-X or even acrylic. The nails come right off, you guys. This is how I am pretty much looking once I'm done with all the prep and the base, and at this point we're gonna go straight in with the next step. Off camera, I did thin out the cuticle area on the tips. I find that there is a slight hump in the beginning there, which I wanted to get rid of. That way, once I apply the acrylic gel, it's nice and smooth. I also find that if I attach my nails with the clear rubber base, it works really well with the latex, and it's pain-free when I have to pop off. And lastly, you guys, I completely misplaced my gooseneck lamp, so I'm having to improvise by tilting my lamp to the side, but it worked just as well. I'm applying a small amount in the center. You guys know the drill. I practically do this on every video. Actually, as I was filming this, I was like, I'm getting so lazy, you guys. I'm getting lazy. I don't have monomer, so I need to go buy a monomer so I can do other nail enhancements. So I can do some acrylic, and what else? So I can do other stuff. I feel like gel-X nails have made me so lazy because it's so quick to attach, and I finally just know exactly how to attach them so that they look seamless, to the point where I feel like they're making me lazy. But anyway, you guys, here's a final look. As you can see, they're laid beautifully, and yeah, I absolutely love the square shape on this. Now we're gonna go in with the acrylic gel in the shade Howlite from American Creator. Yeah, the side profile is a little bit too flat, so we're gonna beef them up a little bit, you guys. I'm gonna be using some isopropyl alcohol alcohol. I don't know where my dumping dish is, so I'm just using a lid for now. I've got my polygel brush, and I'm also going to be using Sticky Bond. Now this is going to add an inhibition layer to my tips. You could file them, but I don't like filing. Well, if I can avoid filing, I always do, and the Sticky Bond just is the best because it adds a nice little tackiness to the nail. Now on the day that I was filming this video, it was a little bit hotter than usual, and what impresses me the most about the acrylic gel is that even though the room is warm, it is softer than normal, but I can still work with it, guys. Normal hybrid gels would be mushy and sticky and absolutely impossible to work with. I would have had to put it in the fridge for a little bit so that it just stiffens up a bit, and the acrylic gel impresses me every single time. Even though it's softer than normal, it is easy to work with and it doesn't flood my cuticle, which is honestly the best part. Now how I like to work with it is I always start around the cuticle area, make sure that it's nice and flush and clean around there, then I work my way down the nail, and it just lays so beautifully, guys. It's bumpy free, it's not lumpy, it is so smooth and buttery. Honestly, for beginners this would be great, especially if you're someone who would like to experiment a bit with polygel. I definitely recommend the acrylic gel. You can remove any excess that you have on the nail. I don't throw it away, I just put it back in the pot. Honestly, it's still nice and clean and it isn't contaminated at all. And that's how I work with it, you guys. I do exactly the same for all the other nails, starting around the cuticle, working my way down. It is so buttery smooth. It's my favorite thing ever. By the time you're done, you kind of even doubt whether you want to file at all, but of course we have to, just to make sure that the nail is nice and perfect. Now that I'm done with the application, I'm just quickly cleansing away that sticky layer, and then we're going to go in with a hand file because the acrylic gel is so soft and easy to file. I'm honestly using a hand file and just buffing away really and crispening up that shape, especially around the cuticle area. And then after I was done, I went and I washed my hands, and this is how the nails are looking, you guys. The color is just everything. The only mistake I made was that I overfiled around the cuticle area, of course, which I always do. So to cover those spots, I'm just going to be using some pad gel, and I hardly have any on my sponge because I just want like a very thin layer. So I'm going to tap only those areas where I have like kind of overfiled, just to camouflage and hide them and conceal basically. And the pepper gel does such a great job at this. I probably should have gone in with the latex tape around my cuticle just to protect them a bit, but I didn't really think I'd get any. I got a little bit of the pepper gel on my cuticle, and then before I cured, I just made sure to quickly just wipe with a cleanup brush with a little bit of acetone. Now that we are done with the base and I'm happy with how it's looking, let's get into the nail art. I quickly went into ChatGPT and asked if it could give me some calligraphy options around my name, and this one was my favorite. And so I went off camera and using a pencil, I quickly just outlined like the basic design as much as I could. And then off camera, I mixed some black pepper gel with a little bit of base coat. That way I can have the perfect consistency for doing all my line work. It was nice and thick, but at the same time not too runny, and it just allowed me to get really good lines. And now this is how the outline is looking. Not bad, but also not great, you guys. This is probably my second attempt at doing calligraphy nail art. I'm going to be going in with 2 different size brushes. If you could please guess for me in the comment section, what do you think the sizes are? These particular brushes didn't come in sizes, so I don't know. I'm really sorry, but you guys get the basic idea. I also did pluck these brushes. That is probably the best trick to do whenever you get new liner brushes. Plug them, that way they're just easier to work with. Now I found that the shorter brush was perfect for doing more intricate and like curves, and then the longer liner brush was perfect for doing more straighter and more swoopy lines. So the two were the perfect combo, and even though I was a little bit nervous, I think I was able to make it work. Now, the Lord didn't bless me with great dance moves, but he sure did give me a sturdy hand, and it really came in handy today. It really helped that I could keep my hand sturdy enough to do certain lines, even though I wasn't really too thrilled with the result at the end. But I was really impressed because I just like, hey, if I actually do this more often, I could get really good at it. So I think on the side, I'm going to practice some more, you guys, and do really intricate like nail designs. I'd also like to try my hand at doing character nail designs as well, because those look really cool, but they would need a lot of practice. We'll see. I'm not promising on that one. But as for today's actual calligraphy design, there were a few lines that I wasn't happy with, that I felt could have been a little bit straighter or cleaner or smoother. But again, it's just me being overly critical. For the second time ever doing this, it wasn't bad at all, you guys. Now, to finally finish up the nail, I wanted to add like a small little rhinestone on the nail, but I wanted it to be in the nail. I always see Russian manicurists do this, so I'm using an old cuticle bit to just punch a little or drill a little hole onto the nail, and then the rhinestone itself is a pointed one, so it fit right into the hole perfectly. And then I just used my rhinestone glue to just keep it into place and flash cured it with my flash curing lamp. And then lastly, I went in with some top coat just to seal everything in. And honestly, once you apply top coat, you are like, I did that. Top coat will make you feel like you've achieved all your goals, and it's 10 out of 10. Okay, so shout out to top coat. And at this point I was like, it's not bad at all. You know what, for my second attempt, not bad. Went in with some cuticle oil as always, and this is the final look, you guys. I'm pleasantly surprised at how well the acrylic gel worked with the BTArtbox Bare Tips. I was able to keep that crisp square shape that I like from the BTArtbox nails while giving them a bit of a BBL with the acrylic gel, and they truly look like acrylic nails. As for the nail art, not bad at all. I was trying something new, and I'm so happy and proud of myself for trying new things, and I'm more curious to hear what you guys think in the comments section. So please let me know what you think. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. As always, I will link everything I used in today's video. I hope you're having a phenomenal day wherever you are. Bye guys.